Hey, this is Thomas with Believe in the Run.
This is Robbie with Believe in the Run.
And this is Megan with Believe in the Run.
Yeah, you just missed it. We were all getting ready to get this show kicked off, and Brandon's like, hey, you didn't hit the record button. How annoyed would you be if we talked to each other for an hour and it meant nothing?
No, if a tree falls in the forest and nobody hears it.
I wouldn't have redone it.
Did they hear us?
What people don't understand is we don't talk normally. This is our time to discuss things.
It's kind of true. I hold back from telling things.
I know, because you want
the podcast.
Yeah,
I want the real reaction.
Like, I didn't even know you went to see Batman.
Oh, last week?
Yeah, and then I was like, what?
I don't think I was going to talk about that on the podcast.
Never mind.
I went to see The Dark Knight in the theaters.
Did he return? Or was it just The Dark Knight?
Yeah, he was just...
Which one is that one? Is that
that's
the first?
Heath Ledger one.
Okay, with the Joker. That's good, yeah.
Batman Begins, Dark Knight, and then Dark Knight Rises. In the Christopher Nolan trilogy.
Yeah. Which is the only good one.
In my mind, some people will think that Jack Nicholson's Joker is the best, but come on, like Heath Ledger's he steals the scene in every part that he's in.
I'd argue that Joaquin Phoenix.
Okay, here's the thing with the Joker movie. He was very good / weird in that, but that's a movie you only watch once because you want to die after.
Yeah, it's quite depressing. But here's the fun thing about our show. Once again, we are proving the point that we go off on a tangent. We weren't here to talk about Batman.
No.
But we did.
But now we are.
And so for those of you joining the show, that's what you can expect.
Yeah, let's put a smile on your face.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Why?
Let's put a smile on your face.
Okay.
There you go.
So
Not creepy at all. So yeah, this is our podcast about running and then whatever the hell we feel like talking about. So it kind of floats.
You're not wrong.
Nothing happened over the last week, so
yeah.
Nothing in Houston.
Do you have all the results for the pros? Because I only know about our friends.
I do. You know what? Real quick about Houston. You know how in New York City there's Houston Street, but it's spelled Houston.
Are we going back to like Thames and Thames?
I just think it's annoying because people sound real pretentious when they're in New York City. Like, oh yeah, meet me at Houston.
Yeah.
And it's like, come on, let's just say it like everyone else does.
Well, actually.
I didn't know that street existed, so.
Well, I think it's a fashion area, right?
It's like in Chinatown.
Okay.
Or
but
it might cross east to west, so could be everything.
But here's the question. Is Houston wrong? And we should be saying they live in Houston, Texas.
You have a good point, because if you just phonetically sound it out, it would be Houston.
Yeah. House is spelled House.
All right, you win, New York.
Yeah. New York, East Coast for the win.
So how was the Houston Marathon, Meg?
Chevron Houston Marathon.
The weekend was so much fun. Like I mean,
do we want to open this can of worms? Because there's so much to talk about.
Yeah.
You have to.
Like from the start. Like,
can you tell them about our pilot? Let's just start there.
Oh, I'm already.
Okay, so we're walking down the jetway, which, hey, I got a word right. I think it's called jetway, jetway, going on the airplane. And there's a disheveled looking dude who looks like he's wearing like if the Beastie Boys dressed up like a pilot, this is what he looks like. Like the jacket
he had aviators on
like
inside.
The Sabotage video.
It looked like a fake mustache.
Yeah.
And this guy was going off about how this was going to be a great flight. He was going to get us there in 2.5 hours. It was going to be a great night flight. Meanwhile, it's 1 p.m.
Yes.
Okay. To the point where I look at Thomas and I'm like, do you think that's actually the pilot? He walks in and asks the flight attendant. He's like, is the pilot in the cockpit or is he out there? And she like looks in and she's like, oh no, he's out there. That's him out there. And I was like, we're probably not making it to Houston.
Like, shit.
Oh man. Southwest doing.
I thought they checked people for alcohol and stuff nowadays.
1,000% he was intoxicated.
He just was very.
Well, 1,000% isn't a real percentage, so that counts.
Well, okay. It's like 100% times 10.
Yeah, it's not real.
Okay. Anyway, so that was the start of the trip.
Yeah.
But the flight itself was actually not bad at all.
Except for the Wi-Fi was trash.
Yeah.
Isn't that an evergreen statement for Southwest?
Yeah.
Do you know what's the most frustrating thing though is when you're watching a movie and the Wi-Fi goes out and it's like it just stops, and so you're staring at it and your phone goes dead, and then you like tap it again and like moves a little bit but doesn't, and it just wasn't going on. But the nice thing was,
how'd you get through that? No, I'm just kidding.
I stared at the back of the seat. I used a vomit bag trick.
I saw that trick. That looked pretty awesome.
It works. It was amazing. You take the the vomit bag, and I just fold the little clips in, took off the case of my phone, put it behind the phone, put the case back on, and then tucked the other side of the vomit bag over the top of the table and clipped the table down. And then you got a little hanging screen right there on the back of your seat.
It'd be awesome if you actually had to vomit and then you didn't have a vomit bag because of your phone.
You'd have to reach for somebody else. Or if somebody else gets on, they have to throw up, and I've destroyed their vomit bag.
Yeah. I like it. That's smart.
It was a good hack.
So you made it down there.
Fast. Less than, they said it was going to take like what?
Yeah, that was the other concerning part, is that on the on my ticket, it said it was like a 3 hour and 40-minute flight. And the pilot's like, I'm going to get you guys there in 2.5 hours. And so I was like, okay, this should be great. But nice. I think we did get there in like 3 hours.
2.5 hours,
Under,
full throttle.
Yeah. He was like, I got to get to the next bar. Let's go.
So we got in, we met up with Ben and Kafuzi. We got dinner with them, which was fun. And then the next morning we did our shakeout run with Tracksmith.
That was baller.
Yeah, so that was from a brewery?
Yeah. Frost Town Brewing.
Okay.
The weather,
perfect.
Yeah.
40 degrees in the morning, sunshine, no winds.
Gorgeous.
Nice.
And how many people do you think were there, Meg? 400?
A few hundred.
A few hundred. It was pretty cool. It was big. Like that one video I posted, you could kind of see them people coming from behind, and it was a ton of people. And then the weird thing though is on this trail there was these poles that were chest height, but they were in the middle of the.
I don't even know what's.
Okay, they're in the middle of the path. So I've got Ben on one side of me, Gafuzi on the other, or maybe they were both on one side, and I'm running, I'm talking, we're kind of just going. And doing right in the chest. And it didn't like knock me over or anything. Like it just stopped me cold. And it was like they kept going and they both stopped, turned around to see where I was. And I am like in a pole.
I didn't see any of this happen, but both Ben and Kafuzi told me the story it was an out and back. So this happened on the way out and they were telling me the story on the way back. And I was dying.
Wait, was there video of this?
No.
That was a crazy thing. It would have been amazing, but with all the cameras, there was like, not only did we have cameras, but like half the people running.
Well, when Kafuzi posts his YouTube videos and he's running alongside the athletes, it's terrifying for me to watch because I know he's like pointing the camera back and watching where he's running, maybe. But I'm always assuming like he's just going to run into a pole or a newspaper stand or just a passerby.
I'm sure it's happened.
When we were at Worlds, I almost did that, like a tree or something.
Yeah.
Or no, there was a person who didn't get out of the way when
right.
I was like charging. But yeah, no, Kafuzi was great. So I actually got to meet Matt Choi at the Shakeout. First off, I've seen him online before, like Instagram. I had no idea. The dude is jacked and he's tall. He's like 6'3".
I don't like meeting those people. I look at them and see a version of myself I'll never be, and it's like
his energy is off
like
the charts.
He's like a young David Goggins. Like he is intense.
Ooh. Yeah.
Can you handle that for?
No, I was like
I loved it. I eat that stuff.
I didn't realize he had that many followers. Holy crap!
Apparently he's huge on TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok he's like a gajillionaire on TikTok, and then on YouTube he's got a substantial following.
Yeah, he seems like a ball of energy.
Yeah,
that's exactly what it is.
He's a dude that like if you're gonna hang out with him full time, you would just get like I'd want to hang out with him like for 90 days so I could get like jacked for something.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say you need like a belt with holsters of 5 hour energy on it, all around it.
You also
just
need that.
A bandolier,
a bandolier
of 5 hour energy. That'd be pretty good.
Yeah,
but no, he was really cool. So that was fun. And then what did we do after that?
A whole
did we
lot
just
of
chill?
nothing. Yeah. Because it was before the marathon, so we all just kind of laid low.
We went to the expo.
We did go to the expo.
I went to this place that I guess is famous with Ben. Ben and I had a nice romantic lunch together, where we went to a place called Halal Brothers. Have you ever heard of them?
Oh no, is it a chain?
So what it started off as like a cart in New York, and then they started opening restaurants.
Okay.
So really good food. I like hot sauce, and they had hot sauce. So I'm there with Ben.
Before race days, little question.
I was like, that's why we didn't go.
Yeah, that's why it's just being Ben. So we basically order a platter, and I'm following Ben because I'm like, you've been here before, you must know it's good. He gets a platter. The guy, he says, what sauces do you want? Ben's like, this one, that one, the hot sauce. He puts a couple stripes on Ben. Ben's like, yeah, a little more. So he got another stripe. So when it came to mine, I think he put on what he put for Ben after Ben asked for more. And then I said, oh, yeah, a little more. And so he did a couple more stripes.
Then he doubled down.
Yeah, and I'm lucky that I ate that at around, I mean, it had to be noonish or 1, because it cleared out before I had dinner.
Man.
Yeah.
Next day is always dangerous in that situation. Either way, I'm becoming best friends with the local porta potty, so it doesn't matter if it's hot sauce or not on race day.
It was a spicy one. But no, very good. And then we chilled out.
The weather forecast was not looking great, but we knew it was going to be at least starting in the high 50s, which is like...
Yeah, when I was looking at the weather, I thought, okay, seems pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
You were panicking a little bit.
I just wasn't looking.
Okay.
Like everyone, normally we would like put on the news in the morning and like look at I wouldn't even turn that on.
Even on race day morning?
Yeah. We just put on ESPN and watch NFL highlights.
Yeah. Was the humidity low or high?
No, 90%.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But it was cloudy.
It was cloudy for a lot of it. It like opened up like that video that someone sent me mile 22, like it was blue skies.
Oh, okay. So this is an early morning race, right? What time did it start? 7 a.m.?
7:01.
7:01.
Oh.
Yes.
What's the significance of that?
No idea.
I don't know, but the crazy thing was they do, so obviously the elites go off first, and then the ADP, the athlete development program. And what was really kind of weird was they did a national anthem, but you couldn't really hear it.
No.
I guess they did it right in front of the elites.
I'm tired of the national anthem getting disrespected at races. Not because I'm particularly care. I mean, yeah, it's great. But I feel like if you're going to do it, do it.
Yeah.
Stop doing the thing where you play the recording.
Yeah.
Oh, Corgan Sports.
No, someone was singing, right?
Yeah, there was it sounded like a singer.
But the Baltimore races, they play just a thing. I'm like, I'll get up there and sing it.
Yeah,
Or
I agree. It should be live.
Rouse the crowd to sing it. At this point, we've all heard it.
Right.
That'd be fun.
I've kind of had a dream of doing that. It'd be bad, but it would be
singing the national anthem in the morning?
No, they got a race start.
I think that would be amazing. And we're putting it out there. Robbie.
Oh, gosh.
Are you available to sing the national anthem?
Well, it's like one of those things where you save the day where they're like, oh, we need someone, like our singer bailed out. She has laryngitis. We need someone to come up here and be like, whatever, I'll do it. Mm-hmm. Take one for the team. It's not going to be good.
It's like a sitcom thing, and then he gets a record deal.
I can't wait for this to happen now.
I've only heard you sing with karaoke, so I'm not sure if I know what your singing voice is like.
It's okay. It's not.
Is it twangy? Would you do country style?
I will now.
All right.
But anyways, so they had the national anthem.
Yeah, and also I will say race morning logistics, especially after doing like New York and Boston with the point to point and just like all of the travel and stuff that goes into it beforehand, it was so nice to wake up in the morning, walk from our hotel to the start line.
That is nice.
And you walk into the corral.
Yeah.
And you're there.
Yeah. So did you just went straight from your hotel to there? Didn't hang out at the...
No, I think we left our hotel at like 6:15. Took us like 15 minutes to get over to the corral. They closed like 15 minutes later.
Did you warm up?
No.
Oh, really? Wow. Do you not warm up normally?
Never.
Really?
However, I get to the start line is my warm up.
Whoa.
Walk, jog, whatever happens.
How about that?
There was a whole corral area though of people just jogging back and forth. One nice thing was we got to get a good close-up look at the Alpha Fly 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So that was kind of cool. I don't know. I'm optimistic that that I'll like it more than the 2. I'm hoping that they made some adjustments. Mm-hmm. But yeah,
does it look? I forget what it looks like. I know
it's all over the web because people took Connor Mance for it.
It's a blacked out upper and a white.
I just can't.
And then they
remember.
put tape over I guess they put tape over the air pods so that you wouldn't immediately go, oh, there's an Alpha Fly. Mm-hmm. But it's just white tape. I got a real good close-up look at it.
I passed a couple pairs, which was exciting.
Hey.
Nice.
Actually, one of the pairs that we were looking at in the corral, Meg, you passed her.
Yeah.
She's wearing buns and everything. So I think what's happening is this year we're going to get a new vapor fly. And next year we'll get a new alpha fly. The following year we'll get another vapor fly. It's going to, I think they're going to what do you call that game? Leapfrog?
Yeah.
That's it. They're going to leapfrog release.
Okay. I like it. So did the half marathon and marathon start at the same time?
Yeah.
It does.
Okay.
Which is kind of nice because then you're in like a big pack, and I don't think we separated until mile 7.
See, I was kind of thinking that it wouldn't be good because you know how like sometimes when there's a relay or something, you have these people that are flying out there and you're like, oh, wait, you're only doing 6 miles. Extremely fast group of runners. Like I was in the A corral because, you know, I had a qualifying time, but I wasn't running fast. And just the amount of people running fast that look comfortable running fast, it was insane. And you get caught up in it. Like I felt like it was hard not to.
Yeah. It's like kind of when you know how when you finish a speed workout, you do cool down miles.
Oh, those are the best.
It ends up being like you're like a lot faster than you would normally run, but it feels super slow.
Exactly.
I could see that. But yeah, especially if you start in the A crowds, people running all around you.
So the goal for me was like, you know, testing the hips. So Meg had given me the advice to go out at 9-minute miles and then to go up.
Yeah.
I tried, like I really did. I tried to go as slow as I could. And I kept looking down. I was like, I got to slow down. I got to slow down. I got to slow. I never got to the 9s. I barely went above 8:30, and she told me not to go down to anything below 8:30 because I haven't done any training or running. So
yeah, you've only done like what max of 6 miles in the last month and a half.
Yeah, it was a smart recommendation, but it didn't hold up. But Megan, I finished the race fine, so I guess it was okay.
And you felt good, and you still feel good.
I do.
Oh, sweet.
I do.
Which is good news for Tokyo.
And you ran the Superblast, which we'll talk about in a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's get to Meg's stuff.
Yeah, let's hear your story.
So I was lucky in that a friend Chapin also wanted to do 2:45, just under. So we agreed to run together.
Hold on, time out. So who's the Chapin person? Because I don't even know if I knew this person.
So he and I ran the first half of Boston together last year.
Oh, okay.
We randomly met at Cherry Blossom. He and I had like almost exact PRs. So we just ended up running together.
Oh.
And
kind of cool.
So we decided to go out, and he was like a freaking, you know, like when a horse is ready to go.
Chomping at the bit.
Yeah. Like he was like ready to fly out of the gate. And I was like, dude, you gotta chill out here.
Yeah.
So we went out a little hot, but then we settled in and we found this amazing group of like 10 people or more that were doing a 2:45.
Oh, wow.
And I literally...
So that was your goal, right? 2:45?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I tucked in, like I put myself in Kipchoge position where like there was literally at one point like...
That's a new position.
Six people like
You're
this.
like diamond it up, people.
Yeah.
Let's go.
And I was right in the center, and I was like, they don't know this, but I am like
cruising.
in the perfect spot.
Oh, yeah, that's the perfect draft spot.
So we sat there through the first half, and we all just went. The people in the group were nice. Like no one was really talking a lot, but like the miles were just clicking off. We went through 13.1, and I kid you not, 1:22:31, which is almost...
Wow, that's exactly on pace. Yeah.
And then it was like as if something crazy happened. It was like poof, 13.1, everyone's gone.
Yeah.
And it was just Chapin and I.
Was it the half people leaving or...
No, because we had already split off with them.
All right, so everybody disappears.
Yeah, right after the halfway mark. And so all of a sudden it's just Chapin and I. And so, which I was like, I'm fine. We were planning on running together the whole time anyway. So
hold on. When you're running your race strategy, were you planning on hitting it halfway or up front? You know what I mean? Do you do even pacing the whole time?
The goal was pretty much to be right around 2:45 and then quote unquote pick it up to go right under.
Right.
So yeah, I was like really happy when we came through with that. And I was like feeling good. I was like comfortable, you know.
Yeah.
Comfortable enough. And
what was your fueling strategy? A little fuel for the soul.
I've actually I feel like I've gotten really good at this now. So my pre-race is always just graham crackers, and then every 30 minutes I take a Morton gel.
Wait, pre-race you just eat graham crackers?
Yeah.
And coffee.
Really?
And coffee.
Coffee and graham crackers.
Gel before the race too?
We also had,
gel,
we
15
did
minutes
the,
before the start.
we also did the hyperhydration.
Yeah, so you have to remember, like, you're supposed to do a 3-day carb load. I really do a 2-day carb load. So I'm eating a shite ton of carbs for 48 hours beforehand.
Yeah.
And then I'm getting up and eating graham crackers, having coffee, and I will take one Morton gel.
But no, like, bagel or
No.
in the morning. Does Meg Featherston do the same thing?
Yeah.
Really?
It's just because that's what we train with in long run. So why change it on race day?
Yeah, okay. You only eat graham crackers before long runs too?
Yeah.
What are you eating?
I mean, I eat.
Like, are you getting like a lumberjack breakfast?
I eat peanut butter toast with honey on it
Okay.
before pretty much any like run over 6 or 8 miles.
Same thing.
I guess so. Yeah.
You just have a little. Is the peanut butter have fat in it? Is that would that be the problem?
It's not a problem, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I guess the same thing. You're right. Sugar content. Carbs.
So,
Okay.
So yeah,
anyways.
the only time I was actually looking at my watch was to look at the elapsed time, so I knew to take my gels every 30 minutes. And so the only time I was really checking in on the clock is when it was out there. So like when we went through 13.1, I saw it.
Okay, I got you.
And I don't know why I decided I definitely wasn't going to look at my watch, but like in my mind, I was like, just never look at what it says. I think probably because partially it's been wrong often, and I just didn't want it to get into my head.
Yeah.
But it sort of backfired.
It might have backfired.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Okay, so
You don't know how to tell time?
that is part of it.
It is. While you're running, you know how hard
math
it is to do
brain.
math
Yeah.
when you're running.
So Chapin and I go off together after the 13.1 and we're cruising along, ticking off miles. It's like there's carnage the whole way at this point. You just see people dropping like flies.
Because it was warming up?
Yeah.
It's warming up, but I also think because there were so many fast people there, you could feel it at the start line. Like people were like, I'm going to wreck today. I'm going out. And I think a lot of people kamikazed, like there wasn't the backup plan of like,
Right.
first goal this one, second goal this one.
Yeah,
it was like, I'm going out.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so there was an OTQ pack for the women and they started with like 40 and they ended with 0.
Oh, no, really?
2. Yeah, I think there was 2 women left at 24 and I don't know if either of them
I mean,
did it.
there's people that still OTQ'd. It just,
Right.
This
They
pack
didn't go out
was
with
Right,
like,
the pace group. Yeah.
that
That's
Rick,
wild.
our friend Rick, who paces, he started off and there's pictures of him, with the pace sign. And then I watched him come across the finish line all by himself.
Whoa. It's like the Oregon Trail. They all got dysentery along the way.
Yeah.
Except for not that.
Nobody got eaten.
Yeah. Cholera and dysentery.
Yeah.
Goodbye. Anyways, so
Okay, so
you didn't get dysentery though?
I didn't.
Okay,
No.
good.
Yeah.
Because you did at Wineglass.
Right, I did. That was a real epic fail. Okay, so we were cruising along fine. There's pretty decent crowd support. And then I think we were getting close. We were like 18, 19, getting close to 20. And I felt like I could see Chapin was like shifting gears and like, I felt like he was leading for a long time and he was like the one holding the pace and keeping me in line. And I felt like I was all of a sudden
She started hearing that rattle in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so finally, right before I think we hit 21, he was like, you got to go.
Oh, wow.
And so I was feeling okay at that point. And so I just decided to like sort of pick it up. And then I, again, hadn't been looking at my watch, but I look up and I'm at 35K and it says 2:18 something.
Mm-hmm.
And in my mind,
35K.
So that's like right before 22.
Uh-huh.
In my mind, I go, I only have 20 minutes left before it hits 2:48. So I only have 20 minutes left to PR and I have over 4 miles to go. I was like, it's over. There's no way.
Oh, but you had 30
I had
minutes.
30. But in my mind, in my marathon math. And so
So she started slow.
I'm mentally.
Oh, man. I thought you were going to say you like sped up and burned out, but you just slowed it down.
Well, I went back and looked at my Strava. So I was still working really hard. Like I didn't like totally throw in the towel.
But no, when you shift, your mind shifts. You
My
can't
mind
do anything
shifts.
about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so at that point, I'm like, still, like I said, still running really hard, but mentally I think I had given up. And so then 40K comes up and I look at the clock.
You only got 2K to go.
And I'm like, I have 10 minutes. I can easily PR.
Right.
And so then it was like, I went, like, all of these things went through my head and I was like, what? I was like spiraling at this point. And then I ran it. Kafuzi was like right before mile 26. I had like 3/4 of a mile or half mile to go. And he just started yelling for me. And like, that was like all I needed.
Hell yeah, Michael.
So the last half mile was actually my fastest half mile of the day.
Wow.
I mean, Mike actually helped me out too, because like when I was at mile 11, I ran into Mike and he's like, I'll run you in a little bit. And so he ran like a mile and a half with me at least. Maybe he came in at like 11 and a half and then ran like a mile and a half with me. And it just was the right where you needed it. Like, you know, you're kind of like getting tired towards the end there. You know, I hadn't run this far in a long time. And I was just like, okay. And Mike came in and it's just like a breath of fresh air, and he's got his camera, so you gotta
look good.
You gotta pick it, straighten up your back, get your stride going.
So Meg, do you think if your mind wouldn't have, like, if you wouldn't have thought that, do you think you could have gone 246?
Mm-mm.
Do you think?
I think she could have done 245 of what she was trying to do, sub 245.
I've been asking myself these questions over and over for the past like 24 hours.
Now I'm asking you these questions over and over.
So let's tell people is for people who don't read everything that you write on Instagram. What was your final time?
247.42, something like that.
Yeah, I forget the seconds.
And that's a PR still by what?
Almost a minute.
I mean,
and is freaking blazing fast for just about anybody, like male, female. 247.
Here's the thing. It's like I had fun out there. Like I was doing the pew 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 the whole time. Every time I saw someone, like I was enjoying myself, and I feel like I ran it really well. I just wonder what I gave up in those few miles.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, man, I know what you're talking about in a way. Like the one time when I ran a 50-mile race, it was just like this. I was like that same thing where I was just like feeling great at the end. I was like, I'm gonna like pound this thing in. And then I saw a sign that said, because I was trying to get under 12 hours in that race, and I saw a sign that said like parking lot like 2 miles away, and I was like, ugh, and everything drained out of me, and I was just like, I'm walking. Like basically just like start shuffling my feet. And then like 50 yards later I saw a sign that was like the correct park. It turns out it was like a half mile away. And all of a sudden I'm running like 8-minute miles on the trails. It is crazy. Like, how can your mind bend the way you feel so much?
It's disappointing because you realize that you're your own worst enemy sometimes. And here's the thing, like Megan, I'm super proud of you for getting the PR. And we were talking about this morning, and because she was going over it, and I was like, do you feel like you gave the best effort that you could possibly give?
And I don't know.
Ooh.
So that's the part where I'm like,
But
like,
here's the silver lining. Like, I really feel like I have a lot more to go in the marathon. Good. Like, and it just makes me want to like go for it even more. Like,
and I guess what the people really want to know is Achilles' situation.
race. Okay, so this is hilarious. I forgot to do the wrap the night before.
Oh, really?
Because it
Thomas's.
It was feeling, I guess, like fine because of the taper. So I wasn't even thinking about it. So race morning, it was fine. The next day, like everything was tight.
Okay.
So, but I mean, I feel like if I give it a few days, I'm gonna be fine. I
mean, post race. We'll get into that in a sec. We should do post race because that was ridiculous.
Which part?
All of it. Yeah. But yeah.
And you finished in 38th place.
Yes.
Overall.
Allegedly.
In women's. Yeah.
Of a
allegedly, what does that mean?
I don't know.
Of a stacked field. Like that was this is not like I feel like people come here to PR.
Yeah.
Like this is where they're coming.
For sure.
Yeah, it's a fast field.
Yeah. I mean, do you want to go over any of the pro stuff, or do you want to go into our post?
I mean,
race
I guess
debauchery?
Just a couple, maybe like shout out to Emily Sisson in the half marathon.
Breaking her own record.
women's
so freaking
American
fast.
record.
Yeah, congrats to New Balance on that one.
Yeah, and then on the men's side, Parker Stinson had like a really good day.
Yeah, he was wearing a shoe that we will be running in this week.
Yeah, we can say what it is.
Endorphin Elite.
Yeah, and then but he was like with the lead pack till mile 24, I think, which is pretty wild. I mean, to hang that tight, because there was a segment where I think they went out like a 4:30 pace.
Okay, so Kafuzi was chasing down the half people, and he said, and this is the first one to me, because you've run along the pros before, when we've done different stuff.
Yeah, I'll put pros in quotes.
Well, people running,
but you can sprint 100 meters at a
5. Yeah, right. They're doing your Strider pace maybe, but
yeah,
you can do it. He said that they were going out so fast, he couldn't even keep up.
With sprinting.
Yeah, he was like, I was running as like my fastest pace, and he couldn't keep up with the people in the front of the half group.
Oh my gosh!
So that's how fast they're going. And if you watch his video, it really does look like, sometimes you see people running fast, and you're like,
yeah, it looks like they're jogging.
Yeah, no, this looks like people are flying.
Man, that's so crazy.
How about the guys wearing long sleeves?
Oh, I saw that the Asics dude. He had like a whole head thing on,
and it
like
was
cap and everything.
I was totally comfortable in a singlet at the start.
Wedding.
What was the Japanese female's name that broke the Japanese or second fastest Japanese? And second fastest Houston marathon.
I have it right here.
Time.
Wait, I thought I had it. Oh, I had half marathon. In the marathon, yeah, it was Hitomi Nia. 2:19:24. She beat the second place woman by 6 minutes.
Okay,
so that's a lot. Crazy.
So, and your son thought your wife won the marathon?
Yeah, he thought that was mommy. It's my wife's Asian, so I was like, no, not quite the same pace.
I would have just gone with it, been like, yeah, she'll be back in about an hour.
yeah. There is some people I was definitely rooting for, like in the half marathon. I mean, so Connor Mance finished 5th, Cheserek was 7th, Frank Lara 8th.
One of the cool things I found about the half starting at the same time as the full was that when you finished, you were able to go up and spectate people coming in for the full. So I was able to see the first female. I was able to see the first male come in for the marathon.
Oh, nice!
And it was pretty it was rad. Another thing that's amazing about Houston that I love and other marathons should do. You know how like some marathons you go to and they're like you have 2 tickets to get beers.
Yeah.
At this one, they had a Michelob Ultra like Winnebago thing, like the campers that you put on the back.
Yeah.
And they're just cracking. Have as many as you want. No ticket check, no nothing.
That's how it should be.
And it was just like handing. So
here's the thing: if you give out all those tickets, only like a third of them are getting used because there's plenty of people who just. I mean, I used to stock up for like a week of my fridge with just getting drink tickets from people.
Nice.
Just take it. Like, can I have those?
Well, they did open them.
Well, at the Baltimore 10 mile, they used to not open them.
Oh, cool.
And you could just go
just collect
fill in his backpack up.
I think I took 10 home once.
Oh, wow.
But I said that wrong, by the way, when I was talking about the finishers. Connor Mance was 6th, Cheserek 8th, Frank Lara 9th.
Okay.
Just so no one on YouTube calls me out.
People would definitely do that. Speaking of the beer line, okay, so none of us ran with phones except for Megan Featherston. So.
And it's a kind of complicated finish. I didn't realize it was so complicated.
Yeah, they do this weird thing where they take you back through the expo after you finish.
And so you get
go
your
back inside.
finisher shirt last.
Do they weigh you when you get back in?
They sure don't.
Maybe there was a hidden plate.
They did that when I did the marathon, the Houston Marathon. They weighed us before and after.
No, they did not do that.
Seems like not okay.
Well, I think it was to make sure you're not super dehydrated.
Or maybe it was just someone's collecting data for a thing.
Maybe. I like that though because it shows.
Did you lose weight?
Like 5 pounds.
Nice.
Which is pretty normal, but it's still crazy to think about. And over the course of 2 hours, you just lose 5 pounds.
It's just water weight.
Yeah.
But so I finished and then I waited for Chapin to come through and we were like, how are we going to find them. So we're like walking around, we go get our shirts, we pop out of the expo, and these 4 girls are like, Megan! And I've never seen them in my life. And I'm like, hey, and they're like, your husband's drinking in the park. I'm like, okay.
It's better than streaking through the park.
Yeah. So hey, that's where we'll go find
I also
them.
want to give a shout out. I mean, so many people came out to the runs and stuff, but it's always great when we see repeat offenders. So this guy, Cameron, that we met in Boston, I think we saw him a couple other races too.
In London.
In London. And
wow,
he's
like Carmen Sandiego, following you wherever you go.
He comes to the shakeout and he ran the marathon. I think his goal was like 3:10.
He said 3:10.
And he finished at what, a
2:54.
2:54.
It's an interesting goal to finish.
Well, think
ratio.
about how many you usually hear the opposite,
right?
And
especially on that day.
It. Yeah,
like everyone was like over their time except for him.
That's I mean, who beats a marathon goal by 15 minutes? The 3 hour
he was
mark.
ready to rip.
That's insane.
Yeah, it was cool. But yeah, the after park situation was perfect because it's now 70 degrees, sunny, beers are flowing.
But so it's like this huge party. And like I said, none of us have phones. So we're just like wandering around. And Chapin's like, they've got to be in the beer line, right? And so we're like, there's this huge area. And so we go, there's this one truck with beer. Walk right over to it. Where are Megan and Thomas? In the beer line with full beers in their hands.
I thought you were going to say in the truck, like serving beers to everyone.
Yeah.
That would have been cool.
It was cool, though, because it is a great place if you're a fan of the sport to, like, Fernando Cabada was, like, right there at the beer line I sat, and we talked to him for a little while. Of course, Kafuzi, Ben, you know, all of us are there. Matt Choi. And then we decided to shower.
Yeah.
In the park?
No, we went back to the hotel for that.
Okay. Yeah, that's good.
And then we went to this amazing place called what? Social?
Sochi.
Sochi?
XOCHI.
Okay. It's like, isn't that where the Olympics were?
It was like authentic Mexican, and they had a buffet.
They're like, is a buffet okay? We're like, yeah.
And it was so good.
Like an actually good buffet?
Like, yeah.
Dude, you can't. If you get a good buffet, there is nothing better.
I know, and I'm usually like
Robbie.
anti-buffet, but this was like good.
Wow.
And they also had a dessert buffet.
Which
Really?
Thomas took advantage of.
All right, tell me more about that.
We had drinks flowing. I mean, it had everything. It had all the Mexican delicacies like churros and
fried ice cream, or
I mean, I'm sure it was there. There was even there was like this really thick chocolate cake. There was like just name it. It was like a Willy Wonka's like spread of sweets and desserts. But
Megan and I were just focused on drinking ranch waters, but like real
ranch waters.
Yes.
So they were making like
tequila sodas.
Yeah, because they go, can we get like
a tequila and soda?
a tequila and soda? He's like, a ranch water. Like, yeah.
Yes. Oh, so it's this. I'm sorry, I'm into this. It was a Sunday brunch buffet, basically.
Yeah.
Is that
Yes,
what it was?
yeah.
Wow.
They
Are you looking at it right now?
Yeah, they don't have all the menu items, but
Tamales, enchiladas.
like they had this huge bowl of fresh guacamole that was like so good.
oh man,
Yeah,
dude, I definitely need to go there next time.
Yeah.
it was pretty
I
good.
don't know when the next time will be.
Just
but
the Houston Marathon.
just
We'll
imagine
go.
in my mind.
And Andrea Pomeranski
Yeah.
decided to join us, who we've had on the podcast, so that was fun.
Yeah,
It's
she
kinda
ran
like
a
live.
2:31. She was 7th overall
Yeah,
in Houston.
and she's like, "Can I hang?" Yeah, of course you can.
We got to meet her coach,
Tony
Should have turned her down, see what happens.
asked me if I had a run gum tattoo on me.
Oh my gosh, Robbie. I was dying. He looks at the Believe in the Run tattoo on his arm and asks, did you get a run gum tattoo?
Dude, that's like almost. What's the Japanese suicide thing?
Harry Carey.
Yeah, that's almost that situation.
Yeah, I should have just said yes, because that would have been more interesting than me saying, "Hey, we did it before them."
I was crying. I was laughing so hard.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
I got offended, but also I'm liquor deep at this point. Like so Megan forgot one step. After we got done with the shower, we went down to the hotel lobby bar where Mike and I shared, you know, that tall white bottle of tequila that has like a silver ball on the top? It almost looks like a vase or something.
Yeah.
Really good stuff. and we had a glass of that. Did I have a martini there?
No, we were just drinking vodka sodas.
Yeah.
But probably had like 15 of those.
Yeah. And then we went to the Mexican. So by the time he asked me, I was like pretty sauced up.
Which could go, but you're like a happy person.
Yeah.
Right? So it could have.
No, I was just like, whatever.
Yeah.
So so Kafusi's going to fly home that night.
Yeah, so he's traveling along with us to all these bar hopping
With
that we're
his
doing
suitcase.
with his luggage.
Really?
Yeah.
It was so good.
And what's good is, he's colorblind, right?
Oh, yeah.
So it's like a pink champagne, like rolly case. Mm-hmm. So it's cute.
Yeah. It has Hello Kitty on it.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
He says to him it looks gold. So I was like, all right,
You
cool.
go with that. I feel like you reminded me to check if Run Gum's still a company, because every year, every 6 months, I check and be like, this thing still exists.
It's still happening.
Still on.
Yeah.
I think he sold it. I think what's his name is out though.
Oh, really?
Nick Simmons.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I think
They have Run Gum with an immunity boost now. So
nice.
That should keep you from getting sick, right?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Jeez. Suckers.
It's like oh man.
There goes our sponsorship for the podcast from Run Gum.
Yeah. But if you're a CBD company and you want to reach out, we're totally in.
Yeah. Anyway, so then we finish there. We go back to another bar. This is where we get our first martini.
Oh, it was not good.
Well, here's the thing. They made it the way that technically you're supposed to. It was like 1 part vermouth.
Okay.
I usually just give a little splash. I don't put in a lot of vermouth.
Oh.
This was like a 1 part vermouth. So it was like, is gnarly.
Also, we got there and the owner of the building was there drinking
Hammered
a lot and
Inviting us
upstairs to have drinks with him.
I was like, we should have gone up there, tied him up, robbed him, put him in the closet.
Yeah, that would.
He was hammered.
That would have made for a much better
and
story for the podcast.
He had this laugh that
I never heard it.
you would have thought it was like a fake laugh.
High pitched or a guffaw?
Was it a cackle?
I can't even describe it
guffaw.
other than it seemed fake. And he was just so intoxicated.
He when the people are doing the bobblehead when they talk to you and like kind of like losing their balance. Like he was like, I own the building and upstairs I have a place if you guys want to come up and drink. And I'm like,
no,
dude,
we're good.
no, we'll not get trapped in your place.
Man, I've had people like that before.
Yeah,
it's sad because they're like super lonely and you're just like, this is weird.
Well, Rick Powell showed up. And then Kathy used to be Dirks. What's her new name?
Van something?
Fahale?
She still wrote Dirks on
Van
it.
Halen?
So.
Yeah, it's Van Halen.
That's a come up right there. Dirks to Van Halen.
What was Kathy's?
Kathy ran at 2:32. She was 10th.
Yeah.
Oh.
So she comes over.
In the Metaspeed Sky.
Rick, who's he was the pacer for the OTQ crowd. He comes.
You're hanging with a lot of fast people.
Yeah. Like I feel it's like a different dimension than I live in. And we drink some more. At this point, Kafuzi has to go. He is in a very loving mood at this point.
Yeah.
Ben doesn't drink, so Ben was the whole time just like witnessing carnage.
Right.
I felt bad for Ben a little bit.
Yeah, he must just think we're ridiculous human beings.
Yeah.
He hangs though. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
And all of us, I'm like, if you told me this is the end of your night, it's good, I would have been like, okay. But Megan wanted to go get burgers. So we found this place that had a carousel in the back of it called Goat Burger.
No, so Rick, who's a local there, we were like, if we want to go get burgers, where should we go? And he recommended, what was it called?
Goat Burger, I think.
Yeah.
Goat?
Can you look at this
greatest
one
of
up?
all time?
No, like goats, like everywhere was goats on the walls.
Everywhere.
Oh,
I almost
even
wanted to
better.
get a shirt because it had they looked
We had
satanic.
to Uber there. Like we couldn't walk.
Okay.
It was a very short Uber, but we had
Rodeo goat?
Yeah,
That's
rodeo
it.
goat.
Nice.
That's it.
It looks good.
It was
so
really good.
Especially after 47 beverages.
I did make the mistake again, though. I went with spicy. They have a spicy burger.
Oh. These
He doesn't learn.
41's, shame on them.
Yeah.
Wait, twice shame on you.
So I've had a full buffet of Mexican desserts. And we get there, and I have a spicy burger with French fries.
Dude.
And there we're having ranch waters again. I had beers. You had
I was on my 47th vodka soda.
Yeah.
I'm surprised your GI tract didn't pick it.
Oh,
You.
I took care of that. I took care of our hotel room when I got back.
I bet.
Meg was sleeping.
Yeah.
We
Probably tacked on an extra service fee for that.
and we got to watch the beginning of the Ravens game, which was
Oh, that game was garbage.
Hey, no, it was actually kind of fun to watch at the time.
I thought it was gonna be.
I know the game was good until they handed the ball away for 100-yard touchdown.
That was crazy. But when we were already gone.
Oh yeah, everything else.
So I got to see like this crazy the center where he threw it over his head and he caught it or went back, got it.
Fumbled it, and then
that was good.
It was pretty good overall, but kind of sad they're out of it for Baltimore people.
Yeah. Who are you gonna root for now?
Well, I'm a Steelers fan anyway, so.
Oh yeah, I always forget.
Yeah.
I got to go for the Jags.
What about 49ers?
I love the Jags.
I like the 49ers, but the Jags are like.
Yeah, I'm definitely Jags all the way. Trevor
Yeah.
Lawrence was like just slinging
Yes.
it. And coming back from, they were down 27-0 or whatever
Dude,
it was.
I told Megan, I don't even know why they're putting their helmets back on.
I woke up in the morning and I was like in shock.
Yeah, that was a wild one.
Yeah.
I mean, I same thing, because I think I stopped watching or went to bed
When it
like
was
27-0.
27-0, yeah.
Anyways.
So the next day we get up, we have breakfast with the crew, which was down to just Megan, Ben, and us.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. But
I gotta say, all the food we had was really good.
except for I got chicken and waffles, Robbie.
Yeah. I
Mistake.
actually think chicken waffles is a little overrated.
Okay, first off, I
Sorry.
wasn't even gonna get chicken and waffles. But you know when your brain is dead from too much drinking or whatever?
Yeah.
And someone suggests something. So Ben was like, I'm like, what are you going to get? And he's like, chicken and waffles. Like, okay, that sounds good. I'll get chicken and waffles.
Mm-hmm.
The waiter comes over and then Ben orders something completely different.
Huevos rancheros.
Switched it up on you, dude.
Hey, yeah, huevos rancheros. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And
You know,
now all I have in my head is chicken and waffles.
You probably tried to say huevos rancheros and accidentally said chicken and waffles.
No, I was just like, at that point, I was like, I can't expend any more energy on this. I'll just have chicken and waffles.
Yeah.
Which I think was a mistake. There are a couple of reasons, though. So my waffles come out,
Uh-huh.
and it has like chicken on it
Yeah.
with bones.
Oh, yeah.
I had-
Sometimes they do that.
Yeah, like a drumstick and a breast with like
Oh,
the
it wasn't- there's a
little
drumstick?
wing. Yeah, I had a drumstick, a breast with a wing on it. You know, I had to pull the wing off of it. And
The drumstick's a little weird. I feel like it should be, there is going to be a bone, it has to be a breast.
yeah, no, I expect what I expected were like chicken fingers fried, you know, on top of waffles.
But it was like a Belgian waffle, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
with pecans,
Yeah.
pecans, and strawberries.
Oh.
So it wasn't bad.
Yeah,
but
I would rather have boneless.
you want to cut it with your knife.
Yeah.
Put a piece of chicken on a waffle. Instead, I ate a fried chicken box and then ate a waffle.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
I got
And it was steaming hot because, you know, in breakfast time, they're probably, who wants chicken? That guy? All right.
I don't, yeah.
Put the fryer on, Tommy boy.
Yeah. I mean, at least it wasn't not steaming hot.
That's true. Is it refrigerated?
Leftover chicken. I did the pizza trick again this weekend.
Oh, did it work?
Yeah, it's great.
Wait,
But
what's the pizza trick?
the heating it up on the stove because I don't have an air fryer. Putting in the pan
With the
and then
water?
oh, were you? Oh, you weren't here
He
for
wasn't
that
here
week.
for that episode.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's like I kept getting Facebook reels or whatever for how to reheat pizza, and you basically, sorry for everyone who listened to this before, but you put it in a frying pan or whatever on high, and then you know like the steam, like you do on a flat top in a restaurant where you like pour the water on in the pan, it steams up,
Oh, and then
melts
you do it?
melts the cheese on top because you cover it,
Ah.
and then fries like crisp the bottom.
Does it work?
Oh yeah, it's so much better than.
I got to try this.
But if you have an air fryer, just use an air fryer. But
We do have an air fryer.
the issue is that I was reheating 3 slices of pizza.
So one at a time.
Yeah. And so I'm just eating one as I'm doing the other one.
You do lose some enjoyment because you can't sit and relax.
Yeah. But anyways, but yeah. So it sounds like an awesome time. I guess we should talk about the Superblast.
Yeah, we did. It was an awesome time. I like on this one. I feel like, especially when we're around so many of our like cohorts, it's like it feels like people are missing when like you're not there or Brandon's not there. Like it's like it feels like half team.
Yeah.
So.
Well,
Yeah.
good thing you're coming on the next one.
Yeah.
So Tokyo.
Tokyo's going to be insane.
I don't even know. I still can't comprehend it. Should we talk about the Superblast?
Yeah,
Since you ran in it.
Zay.
Yeah.
With pleasure.
Oh, is that Japanese?
Yeah. Yes.
I know some Japanese now.
Yeah, Skoshi. Nihongo.
Sounds delicious.
Yeah. Nihon.
Thomas, you and I are probably going to, you're going to race Tokyo. I'm going to run Tokyo in this shoe.
Most likely right now, especially with the results that I got from the half. And I do feel like I should do a 100-mile in the shoe update. Like, because I've got over 100. I don't know how many I have exactly, but it's over 100 at this point. And I feel like my opinion of the shoe is definitely more solid than it was when we first did the review. So I'd probably go back. Now, Robbie, you also ran your longer run in this weekend.
Yeah, I've been. It's definitely my favorite Asics shoe. I didn't love it running faster. I just like a snappier, maybe lighter feeling shoe. It's very light, but
I do think that this is kind of the nuance between your preference and my preference. This one kind of fits in there. Like you prefer a shoe that has a little. It's not that this is super soft or anything.
No, it's definitely not.
But it's not snappy.
You're saying you didn't like picking up the pace in this shoe?
It was fine. I just felt like I was missing something.
Didn't have a plate.
Yeah.
I also feel like the surface that you're running on wasn't ideal.
No, it wasn't a great surface. So I don't know. I mean, it worked pretty well, but like if I'm running the marathon, I'm gonna run in a Metaspeed for sure.
I mean, I'm tempted. Like I've seen pictures of the Metaspeed Sky 3, but I don't think that we're gonna have that opportunity.
I mean, how could I not though? It's like I ran the half in January in the Metaspeed and it was like amazing. So
yeah,
I know it's a full, which might be a little more harsh on the legs, but hopefully by then it'll be okay.
So I ran the York full with the Metaspeed Sky.
Mm-hmm.
Liked it, but my feet were kind of like feeling it towards the end.
Yeah.
What I liked about this one is I felt great the whole time.
Yeah, it definitely gives you a lot more comfort for sure.
Yeah. So for me, running the half in this, again, I wasn't going out fast. And so part of the reason I wanted this shoe was because I was like, this may play into the psychology of it. I was like, this isn't a race day shoe.
Yeah.
In my mind. Like it's not a plate. Like I didn't want to take Alpha Fly out there or something like that because I was like, I don't want to run 8-minute miles in the Alpha Fly. So I was like, this will be a perfect shoe. It feels light, it feels fast. If I do feel like cracking one off, I feel like I could do it in this shoe.
Yeah, I think so.
But overall, like I said in the beginning of the half marathon, I had to slow myself down in this shoe. It just felt smooth. It felt great. At the end of the day, normally like I finish a race and I want to kick off those shoes as soon as possible.
Yeah.
I was super comfy walking around in these. Like how did your feet feel after?
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they should. I mean, I think it's my favorite Asics shoe for sure. I think it does everything that you can do that you need to do in a shoe. So somebody just wants one shoe to rule them all.
Right.
That's like the one. Just buy it. You don't have to buy 3 different shoes.
What I'm curious about, it doesn't seem like I've lost. If anything, the shoe's gotten better with the miles I put on it. Like it's gotten a little more. Like I don't know if turbo needs to be broken in.
I agree. I think we all first put it on and we were kind of like meh about it. And it's like the more we run it, the more we like it.
The outsole's fine.
But I'm wondering how long the
foam will last.
Yeah, because it doesn't feel like it died out. Like I never felt like it, even on the half marathon. You know how sometimes you get to a certain point and the shoe just feels, it doesn't matter what shoe you're wearing, it just kind of feels dead. This felt lively the whole time. So I don't know. Like I'd love to, I guess I need to talk to their team and see what kind of response they're getting out of the Flight Foam Turbo and life. But this one still feels like it has plenty of life in it. And I know that I'm Like I said, I don't know how far over 100 I am in these, but I know I'm over 100.
Yeah. No, it's a good shoe. It's definitely one of my favorite shoes right now. We didn't mention Grit real quick to wrap this up. Grit people, I don't even know.
Going into your final week.
I looked at
or not really.
No, there's a week. Yeah, actually, by the time this podcast comes out, almost.
Well,
week and a half.
The 28th is when we're throwing our party.
Week and a half. Yeah, 28th.
Do you know they're going to have demos there for Asics now?
Oh, really?
Yeah, you're going to be able to demo the Trabuco and...
Trabuco. Yeah.
Trabuco.
Tobacco Road.
Yeah. What's the other one?
They're just handing out cigs.
Oh, the other one's going to be the Superblast Trail.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so you're going to be able to try both those shoes. I don't know if I want to try that one on Oregon Ridge.
Anyways, but real quick, what's kind of blowing my mind is like I thought I had been running decent mileage for Grit, like 100 miles in the first 2 weeks. I'm not even the top like 150 people.
Yeah, you got to be up there.
The top 100 right now is like 140 miles. I'm like, what?
You got to figure that there's a lot of people going for 300.
But that's like so many.
And we're
people.
halfway through the
And of
challenge.
course, Pat Blair. I don't even want to talk about it because it just makes me sick.
We should talk about it because people probably think he's cheating because it's ridiculous mileage. And we know Pat. We've seen his Strava. We see how much he runs. Believe me, it's totally legit. He is 100,000%, even though Robbie says that's not a real number, but it is.
He's not a real person, so.
Yeah.
He has 375 miles, 17 days in, so almost a marathon a day.
Yeah.
And he's on trails.
Yeah, and not too shabby on the pace.
Nope. And then, yeah, I mean, it's crazy. The one dude, the second place, Michael Mbagu, he has 270 miles. He's the guy that at the end of the Baltimore Marathon last year, I think he finished like 5th or 6th, and he was like, came up to me and was like,
yeah, I only ran this marathon.
He's like, Grit made me ready for this marathon. So he's in second place.
Way to go, my man.
And then the elevation, I think Adam Driscoll has the most, 56,000 feet so far.
And the major feedback we're getting is people love the swag.
Yeah, I mean, it looks great too.
Yeah,
I've seen some people in the shakeout run in Houston wearing it.
Yeah. Oh, it was so crazy because you know how some people don't come up and say hello to you.
Yeah.
Like, and you're like, I know you're looking at me.
Yeah.
And I know. Well, they're wearing a Grit sweatshirt and they're like kind of shy. So I would just go up to him and be like, hey,
put him in a headlock. And
exactly. Yeah, exactly. But it was kind of funny because there was guys wearing it that, you know, they were just kind of like, I know it's awkward.
Yeah.
Just come say hello, whatever.
Yeah. Come on.
All right. So no guests this week. So you can turn this off right now if you wanted to.
Yeah. Except you're gonna miss that thing at the end.
Yeah, right? I always rob you with the extra hidden Bombas track.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anyway,
sponsor us.
That's it, man. The Houston recap. We didn't really get into too much of the craziness of the pros and stuff like that. Shout out to some of the friends that came out, like Michael Krajic. You know, it was fun to see all the different, like, I mean, there's so many people that just popped up at the shakeout run. It was fun hanging with Tracksmith. I mean, Meg, who else was fun hanging out with?
Everyone that we hung out with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it was fun.
It was a pretty fun weekend, I have to say. And I do understand now why Kafuzi would go to an event where he's not running it, because I'm sure like it was probably a ball hanging out the whole time, plus getting all that juicy footage that he got.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
if you want to watch his recap with a lot of Thomas and Megan in it, actually.
Yeah, we are in it. I think, it was pretty cool.
It was.
Anything else?
Yeah, Darian from Koros, Matt Choi. I can go on for hours. Are you just
going to name people?
Yeah, Jenny Simpson, thank you for hanging out.
Shrimp gumbo, shrimp jambalaya, shrimp.
Enchiladas, tacos.
All right, so I think that's it for this week. Next week, we'll be back with some more awesome content. It'll be a lot more random next week.
So much nonsense.
It's gonna be a lot of nonsense. And anything else?
I mean, that's it.
Do you have anyone to thank? We already thanked the Houston people.
Yeah, I just thanked the whole. I will thank the people at Sochi for putting out those desserts.
And the pilot for not
and
drinking too much.
Yeah.
And for kicking us out because we shut that place down.
Yeah, they were like, we're closing now.
at
We're
4
like,
p.m.
You're like, I'll tell you when you're closing.
Yeah, we're still here.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Mom, for holding down all of the things while we were gone.
Oh yeah, I chased your mom down the street.
She
I
mentioned
know.
it.
Robbie was like, hey, a package came. I got the wrong shoe. I'm going to go over to the house. I was like, how crazy is your mom sitting there? But the weird thing is, she knows you because she listens to the podcast and all that stuff all the time. And she's met you.
Yeah.
But, it's like.
Well, I thought I had Megan's pair because it was her size shoe, and then I ran up there.
Did you try to put it on?
Oh, yeah.
It's not really listed on the box, so I would have done the same thing.
It was on the inside of the shoe.
Yeah, but do you look at that?
Like one time I accidentally put on Brandon's shoes.
I could tell it was too small.
You're not like Brandon who puts on 2 different size shoes and then goes running in them.
Well, I got upset because I pulled the endorphin out, and I looked at it and I was like, I had Megan check the size because I was like, these look small. Mm-hmm. So
I put hers on, and it's like, yeah, I can't. Or they hurt
Did your
size.
foot actually go into the shoe?
It went in, but it was definitely too tight. I'm looking forward to it, though. That looks like a crazy shoe.
I'm pumped. I'm like, I need to recover ASAP so I can run in that shoe.
Seriously. All right.
All right, let's wrap it.
Hi, Mom. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.